Clients make their real buying decision about you long before you ever speak to them, in a place that you never see, never control, and rarely ever think about. It's called the dark funnel. And if you don't understand how it works, your lead flow will always be random, unpredictable, and frustrating. So the question is, where are clients actually deciding to hire you before you even show up? And once you understand that, an even bigger, more important question emerges: how do freelancers engineer those invisible moments so clients come pre-sold? Let's break this open. Here's the short answer. Clients don't decide on the call. They don't decide when you send the proposal. They decide in the dark funnel, the quiet, invisible places where trust forms without you present. The dark funnel is made up of micro moments, casual interactions, third-party signals, reputation echoes, whispers in group chats, impressions from comments, screenshots that are shared on Slack with the team. These moments happen upstream from every sales conversation. By the time the client books the call with you, their brain has already made 80% of the decision based on that. So the real question is, how do you influence the dark funnel intentionally instead of relying on getting chosen by accident or hoping for a little luck? Let's walk through 5 hidden layers. The first one is the reputation layer. This is what people say when you're not in the room. This is the deepest layer of the dark funnel. Clients talk, communities talk, DM groups talk, Slack channels talk. The strongest signal is one simple sentence. Oh yeah, I've heard good things about them. Pros understand something crucial. Your brand is not built by you. It's built by what people say about you. So how do you influence that? You got a couple levers to pull. First, you could deliver unmistakably good experiences, and you can manufacture this by under-promising and over-delivering on every project. Process also plays a major role there, how effortless the result seemed. Another lever you could pull would be to be unbelievably clear about what you solve, your offer. People need to know that you've planted your flag and you're, the XYZ freelancer. You give clients a language that they can repeat. Ryan Holiday is not just an author that talks about ancient philosophy. He's the Stoicism guy. Share micro wins publicly and as often as possible. You'd be surprised who's lurking. Maybe your posts aren't getting a lot of likes, but the right people are aware of you and keeping tabs on you. And trademark a signature process or a signature move that kind of falls in line with the whole plant your flag in a specific category thing. But what about people who don't know you personally yet, or who aren't in your network or your social media ecosystem quite yet? How do they decide, once they come across you? And that's the next layer, the social proof layer. Clients look for subtle proof that you know what you're doing. So you want to engineer this layer deliberately using small strategic signals that can quietly circulate through the dark funnel. So the first one would be micro testimonials, right? You don't want long testimonials. You want to collect short, punchy lines that prove one thing. This solved my problem, right? You can screenshot these from Slacks and emails and text messages, what have you, and then just repost them everywhere. Next would be win snapshots. Instead of giant case studies, present little fragments of momentum. So client increased conversions 12% after we fixed the hero, or we cut onboarding time from 9 days to 3, or the client sold out their launch. Here's the tweak we made, right? Those could all be from the same project, but it's way more impactful when it's presented this way in the micro win format, where it's 3 or 4, 5 or 6 posts. The third would be process proof. One of the highest converting dark funnel signals is your process. A screenshot of your process in action, like a Notion workflow or a funnel audit or a messaging map, something of that ilk. Clients love seeing behind the scenes structure because it screams reliability. The fourth would be diagnostic authority, right? Similarly, you could do a Loom teardown of popular campaign, or assess a thought leader's marketing in the industry and what you would do to tweak it and optimize it. These are made for the 10 or so buyers who are lurking your content to watch and go, okay, cool. Finally, somebody gets this problem that I'm optimizing for. Let's just get them on the phone. And then the fifth would be echo proof. And this is just if somebody mentions you, if somebody talks about you, if somebody shares anything that you've done with them, you share that, right? This is third party validation. It's the strongest dark funnel fuel. Share that shit. The human brain trusts what it recognizes. Every LinkedIn comment, every video, every one-liner, it's planting familiarity. As a freelancer, the objective of your content isn't to go viral or to build an audience. You're not an influencer. It's to become familiar with the right handful of people, on the right corner of the internet. Familiarity reduces perceived risk, and reduced risk increases the likelihood of being hired. Remember, clients are buying certainty, even more so than they're buying deliverables. So don't think of your content as marketing. Think of your content as a familiarity engine, right? But clients still need to know what it is you actually do. If someone can't describe what you do, they can't refer you, they can't talk about you, and they can't choose you. So the objective here is to make your offer so clean that people can explain it on your behalf, right? Strangers can talk about you on your behalf. So you don't want them to say, oh, Susie's a freelancer. You want them to say, Susie fixes mid-funnel drop-off for coaches, or Susie builds LinkedIn customer engines for her clients, right? Clarity is the language that your network, your past clients or your future clients use when you're not around. If your clarity is weak, your dark funnel presence is weak. But there's one more layer. It's one that turns interest into inevitability, and this is the consistency layer. Do you show up the same way everywhere? Clients will cross-reference you. They'll check your website, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your YouTube, your Behance, what have you. Now, subconsciously, they're not looking for perfection here. They're looking for signal alignment, right? Pros make sure that their messaging and their tone and their promise are all consistent everywhere, because consistency creates the final form of trust, which is just predictability. And it's why some freelancers walk into calls already chosen. So how do you build your dark funnel intentionally starting this week? Reputation, social proof, familiarity, clarity, consistency. When you show up powerful across all those layers, clients come to the call, they show up to that first call already convinced. Now, if you want more tactical videos like this in your life, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, hit the little thumbs up, leave me a comment with any questions that you have about this topic. And if you want to take things a step further and engage with myself and my team against your goals and your obstacles, consider joining the freelancing program. It's a community of over 1,300 other freelancers that are all in scale mode. We got over 20 hours of video content in there, but the real magic happens during the weekly meetups and in the community itself, where folks are crowdsourcing their everyday business decisions. So check the link in the description to go read a little bit more about that, and I'll see you in the next one.